Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a daily podcast devoted to spirituality and self-help. If you're new, I want to welcome you. If you're returning, welcome back. So today I wanted to talk to you about keeping faith during the transformation process. This spiritual awakening process that many of you are going through is quite an ordeal, because it's asking you to completely let go of what no longer serves you, to change your total mindset and outlook on life, and to adopt new patterns of behavior. And this is extremely difficult because so many of us have held on to our old negative thought patterns, our old patterns of behavior for so long, because we thought that it was serving us well. And what we're realizing as we go through this spiritual awakening process is that none of these patterns of behavior that we thought were serving us are really serving us, and that we're not living the very best life we could be living. We've only been living like a medium life, like it's just okay. We haven't seen the full potential of the power that we have inside of us. We haven't realized it yet, because so many of us have allowed our conditions, our beliefs, things that we've been raised with to control our lives and to keep us stuck and small. When you realize how truly powerful you are, you will be amazed. And I know some of you are already seeing how powerful you are, because I've talked to you. You've sent me messages like, look what I manifested. And that's amazing. I'm so happy for all of you who are experiencing awesome things in your life. And for those of you who are saying to yourself, wait a minute, how are these people manifesting things? I feel like I'm going through the muck and the mud right now, and life's kind of hard. And look, I get it. And here's the deal. Transformation is a process. It's not something that you wake up one day and you're suddenly better. It doesn't happen that way. And everyone goes through stages at different times. And sometimes it takes people longer to get out of certain stages, because you have to learn the lesson before you can move on to the blessing, to the next step. And that's not to say you're never going to have blessings. I don't mean that. So don't sit there and go, oh my gosh, it's going to be dark forever. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if you truly are ready to manifest all the things in your life that you have on that vision board, all the things that you wanted, you've got to go through the muck and the mud first. You've got to go through all of the painful stuff, because the universe is asking you to shed that old life. You're going to have to shed that old life in order to pay for the new life that you're wanting. And I promise you, it sounds worse than it is. But you have to go dig deep, okay? You have to dig deep to heal the old emotional baggage that you're bringing with you. And there are a lot of reasons you have to do that. The first thing is, if you don't heal that stuff, it's going to come up and you're going to end up projecting it onto someone else. It's going to rear its ugly head in some area of your life until you start to heal it. Because it's a lesson that you're supposed to be learning. And for many of us, those are tough lessons. Those are lessons that really, really, really go deep. For me, it was even stuff from childhood and even past lives that I was bringing over with me that I needed to heal. I kept seeing the same patterns of behavior because I wasn't wanting to look at what was really going on, and I wasn't wanting to address it. And it wasn't until I had this epiphany, this aha moment, that I just said, for me, it just started with me just throwing my hands up in the air and saying, okay, God, I have no idea where my life is going, but this can't be it. This can't be all there is. I just feel like all I do is I get up and I go to work and I come home and I take care of my kids, and I feel like I don't have a life. And I'm not living a life that makes me happy. That's how it started for me. And so it was just a prayer to the universe for me. I always say God, but whatever higher power you believe in. For me, it was just a call for help. It was, help me, I don't know what I'm doing, but this can't be it. This cannot be all there is. And through that, I was sent people into my life who could help me. Like many of you talk about how you listen to another podcast and all of a sudden mine just came on, or you just found me and you just didn't know why. That's exactly what happened to me. I found another podcast that I listened to, and the person that I listened to offered a spiritual boot camp. And so I thought, okay, this is affordable. This is something that I can do. It may not help me. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just see. And it absolutely changed my life. It changed the way I thought about things. It changed everything. I was raised with religion. And the older that I have become, the more I realize that I don't believe in religion. I believe that there's a God, a higher power, and that we have a whole spiritual team around us. But I don't believe in the judgmental, keeping people in line kind of thing. I don't believe in that. And everyone has to decide what is right for them and what is true for them. But for me, I just couldn't wrap my head around, I go to church and I don't really feel anything. And I've never felt like I have to go through a minister to speak to God. I've never understood that. So for me, it was a whole total transformation of the way that I thought about religion, about God, of the universe, everything. I found myself constantly questioning things like, how can this be right? How can this be true? This makes no sense to me. And that's kind of how it started for me. And I went through this transformation. And at first, for me, it was a slow process. It was finding the podcast, listening to the podcast, deciding that I was going to take this boot camp, and then reaching out to the person who did the podcast and saying, look, I really think that I'm supposed to be doing more in my life, and I don't know what it is. And realizing that there was a higher purpose for me, that I was supposed to be going through this transformation because it was the shedding of the old parts of me that I did not like, that were not serving me, that were seriously just making me feel miserable. And I had gone to counseling before, and we talked a little bit about codependency and things that I was still experiencing from childhood. But never once did we really do things that helped me stop doing the things that I was doing from childhood. And that's where I think the traditional counseling stopped working for me. Because even though we identified what was wrong and what I kept doing wrong, there really wasn't a focus on, okay, these are the steps you can take to change it. I mean, I was given some tools, but it didn't help. And it wasn't until I went through the spiritual boot camp that I finally got it. I started having these aha moments like, you know what? This is totally a choice that I'm making, and that even though I may have been raised a certain way, I'm an adult now, and it's up to me to change the way that I think about things or the way that I behave. And nobody else can tell me what to do or how to do it. I have to figure that out for myself. But I finally found tools that were helping. Like when insecurities and anxieties would pop up, I learned how to tap away those emotions. I learned how to meditate. I learned how to completely surrender to the power of the universe, of the divine, to say, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing here and I need help, and I'm willing to let that help come to me in any form you want to bring it. And I'm willing to just let go and see where this takes me. And in doing that, I found a new purpose in life, a new path. I found a new soul family. I found so much joy because I stopped letting little things get to me. But it didn't happen overnight, and it's still a process, and it's still something that I deal with every day. And I still have things that will trigger me that I have to learn how to let go of. And even my mentors and people that I look up to will talk about how triggers come into their lives still too. And it's basically the universe saying, did you heal this? Are you okay with this? Are you good with this? Or how are you going to react? And it takes me a lot less time to realize it's a test. And for me to pass that test and not totally panic, become so emotional that I can't think rationally about something. And that's where I used to be. I used to go to that place of just, and I'm going to say this, I would just start screaming, so angry, so upset, having emotional outbursts. And I hated that because I felt like I was out of control. And I was not able to control my emotions and to control how I reacted and responded to situations. I would just get so mad and go straight to the it's not fair and play the victim. And I cannot tell you how many times that I have done that in my life. It was a pattern up until I decided that I was going to stop doing that because it didn't do anything to me. All it did was raise my blood pressure. I looked like an idiot, screaming and getting mad and upset. It did not do one thing to solve my problem, and in fact, I usually ended up making my problem worse because I couldn't control my emotions, and I would say or do things that later I would regret, and I would have to go back and say, I'm so sorry that I acted like a raving lunatic earlier when I was screaming and getting mad about this situation, whatever it was. Whether it was unexpected bills that came in or somebody doing something that I didn't like. I don't know, whatever it is, whatever trigger you have that causes those emotions to just blow up. Those were the things that I had to learn to control. And it wasn't easy, and it wasn't something that happened overnight. And it was something that I would get a little small thing that might trigger me, and then I'd be like, okay, I've controlled that, right? I don't get upset when this happens or when this happens. When an unexpected bill comes in, I don't get upset. But then bigger things, would come in, and I'd still revert back to that whole getting upset. And now I'm able to let that go. So it's being tested and kind of like in layers, Like, okay, here's a small thing, here's a medium-sized thing, here's a big thing. Like, how are you going to react? And again, because it is a process, you may overreact and let your emotions get the best of you once or twice. And that's okay. You shouldn't beat yourself up over this because the message that the universe wants you to have today is to have faith. Have faith and know that it's okay to fall sometimes. It's okay. You're not failing life if you revert back to your old ways. The universe is testing you on purpose to show you, look, you still have to heal this. You still need to be able to not react when this kind of thing happens. And we all fail sometimes. And what did I tell you? Failure is just a first attempt in learning. It means, okay, I didn't learn it yet, but that means that this is the work I need to do. As teachers, that's what we do with our students, right? You're being tested by the grand divine teacher, the universe. And when we teach, we give you small tests at first to say, okay, are you learning this? And that way you can tell, you yourself can see, okay, this is where I still need to learn more. This is what I still need to heal. And then that leads up to the big test where the universe says, okay, how much of this do you still need to learn? Have you mastered it yet? And again, if you haven't, that's okay. Because unlike a lot of tests that we have in school, in life, if you fail it, you can take it again. The universe keeps giving you opportunities to learn the lesson until you finally do. And you just need to be patient with yourself and know that when the triggers come in, this is the universe trying to get your attention and asking, have you learned the lesson yet? And the faster we can realize this is a trigger, this is a test, and say to yourself, I am being taken care of. Everything is always working out perfectly for me. So I'm not going to let whatever this is get to me. And if it's something that you need guidance about, let's say it is a bill that comes in and you don't have the money. Take a breath and then say to the universe, okay, I'm not going to let this upset me, but I need help. You'll be amazed at how things show up for you. I've had people show up into my life who say, I want to help you. I've had money just unexpectedly come in. And it can come in many forms, this help can. Sometimes it's simply having peace and calm in a time of crisis. Because when you get upset, when you start reacting emotionally, you can't logically think about solutions to your problem. And sometimes it's even the solution coming in through an idea. When you say, okay, universe, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I don't know. I need help. And I will accept that help in whatever form you choose to give it to me. And sometimes it can be an idea that pops into your head that perfectly solves your problem. Sometimes, again, it's a person that is sent into your life that helps you. And sometimes if it's a financial thing, it's the actual money coming in and you're like, I don't know how I got this. And you know what? Don't question anything. Just say thank you. And I always say thank you when I ask for the help too. Thank you for bringing me the help because I know it's coming once I've asked. But you've got to learn how to swallow your pride sometimes too and actually ask for help. Because we have a whole team standing around us going, okay, we're waiting. You've got to ask, but we're standing here waiting. It's like they're waiting for us to tag team them. Like, okay, you're on. It's your turn. You come in. You help. But so many of us will sit there and try to figure it out on our own. And we put so much unneeded stress on ourselves when we do that. When we forget that we can ask for help at any time. When you say, you know what, I'm struggling with this, and I really need your help. And then sit back and watch what happens. Because every time I've ever done that in my life, I've been amazed at what transpires. I really have. So I don't know what you're going through right now, and I don't know where you are on your own individual journey and in this process of transformation, but the message to you today from the universe is have faith. Don't be hard on yourself. It's a process. You're learning, so be gentle and ask for help when you need it. Because as I said, you have a whole team around you. Your guides, angels, archangels, ascended masters. You have a whole team standing there going, probably looking at you going, when's she going to ask for help? Or when's he going to ask? Because we get so bogged down in the, how's it going to come in? When's this going to happen? How could it possibly happen? And the universe is saying, stop it. It's okay not to have all of the answers. It's okay not to know how it's going to show up for you. Just believe that it will. You do your part and let us do our part, and we can work together, and eventually you're going to see this happen. You're going to see your manifestations because we know that you're putting forth effort and that you're trusting. It's like when I talk to you about trying to swim upstream when all of the things that you want to see in your life are downstream. It's like you're fighting and resisting and you're going in the wrong direction. If you just let go, you're eventually going to float down into everything you want. But you're trying to handle it yourself and you're fighting it. You're resisting and you're trying to swim in the wrong direction. And you're making it so much harder for yourself. You know how it feels when you try to swim upstream? You get exhausted. It's hard to breathe. You're worn out. You're mentally tired. And the universe is telling you, look, you're doing this to yourself. We're here to help. We're not against you. We're trying to help. But you've got to let go. You've got to stop resisting. You've got to be patient with yourself. When you fall, get right back up again. Ask for help when you need it. When you're feeling emotionally tired and your emotions are all over the place and you're unbalanced, the universe says you know how to get back into balance. You tap away whatever those emotions are feeling. Do a meditation. Go out in nature, walk on the grass and ground yourself. Do whatever it is that you know you need to do to get yourself back to center. And the universe says, you know what to do. You know what to do. We've given you all of these tools to help you. So don't ignore them. Use the tools that you already have. You already have so many things at your fingertips. And the universe is telling you too, there are so many people out there who can help you. I think it's funny that there are so many people who will say to me, like, I need help. I need to know how to do this or to do that. And I'll say, okay, well, you could book a coaching session, or you could buy a meditation and do those meditations, or you can have a Reiki session, or you can enroll in the class that I offer, and all of these things will help you. But then people will say, well, I don't know. I don't know if I have the money to do that right now, or I don't know if I have the time to do that right now. And I would just put this to you that I think that's an excuse. I think it's a cop-out. I think that you've been given all of these resources and the universe is telling you to use them. But you're saying, yeah, but if only. You're throwing all of these reasons out there why you shouldn't help yourself. And the universe is saying, you know what? That's only going to take you so far. You're going to run out of excuses. And you're going to be stuck where you are because you're not actively trying to get yourself help or get better. And you have all, not just me, there's so many people out there who can help you. Like, that's what we're here to do. So don't feel like you have to do it alone. And there's no shame in asking for help from someone else. There's no shame in that at all. I have to do it myself sometimes. I rely on people in my life to help me too. So don't feel like you're never going to get through this. It's never going to get better. This is a process. Be gentle with yourself. Ask your spiritual team for help. And even ask people, bring people into my life who can help me. That's what I do. All right, guys, I wanted to pull a card for you today, and I love this. This is from the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck, and it's called Butterfly Maiden. It's transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. I love that. And there are butterflies all over this card, and you know that the butterfly is a very special animal when it comes to me. And in my life, it's one of the symbols I use in my business because I feel like I am a butterfly and I'm finally spreading my wings and learning to fly on my own. And this is saying that to all of you. You are experiencing so much change and it's bringing you blessings. But you need to be gentle and patient with yourself through this time right now. And I want to give you the extended message because I feel like this is a big message. So it says, as you go through this period of change, it's natural for you to wonder if your future is safe. I'm here to assure you that you're part of nature's cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. To bring in your desired newness, you must first allow parts of your old life to fall away. These changes are to be celebrated, not feared. Give thanks for this shedding of the old. Embrace all of the lessons it brought, and then let it go. Be giddy with excitement at the newness of the gifts that are being bestowed upon you, and let their magic surprise and delight you. So some of the various meanings of this card are: don't be concerned about endings, as they're bringing new for you. Your prayers have been answered. Let go of the old. Don't worry about these changes. They are truly for the best. And I believe that. I truly believe that. So I want to thank you all for listening today. I want you to know I am in the process of creating the Oracle deck, and it's all finished. What I have to do right now is just take it to be printed in that. So I'm starting to figure out how I'm going to do that. When my decks are available, what I will probably do is do a pre-order. So I don't know yet how much it's going to cost, because I don't know what the cost will be for printing. So I'm taking one deck to go and be printed to see like what this process entails. And once it's done and ready, I will be taking pre-orders for the decks. And so what I will do is I will send out on my Facebook page and on my other social media pages a form for you to fill out if you'd like to pre-order the deck. And of course, I will have the price with it there, because I will know eventually. And I will do a pre-order. So I will have everyone prepay, and then I will ship your decks out to you. I'm very excited about them. I feel like this deck was very divinely created, and I can't wait to get it out there for you guys. So be looking for that. Also, if you're interested in learning how to do Reiki, I am right now also doing a sign-up sheet for those interested in Reiki, because what I would like to do is I would like to get a group class going. So if you're interested in learning Reiki, the course is going to be $200. It is a 2-week course. It is online. We will meet a few times a week. Once I get everyone together, I will find out what time works best for everyone, and the sessions will be recorded, so if you can't be there live, you will not miss anything. I will give you all of the materials. We will meet online to discuss how to do the Reiki. I will privately attune each of you, and then you will have a group where you can practice the Reiki. So if you're interested in signing up for that, if you feel like you're being called to be a healer, go to my website, and you're going to click on the button. It says, I am interested in Reiki. It's going to take you to a form to fill out. I want to get the names of the people interested so I can get a nice little group together. So if you're interested in that, please go fill that out. And I will, again, once I get a group together, I will then figure out the date of the class. But it will be 2 weeks. It's online, and again, $200. So think about signing up for that Reiki course. It's more than just a course in Reiki. I will be teaching you how to call in your team, how to do guided meditations, all of those things. So if that interests you, please sign up there. Or you can also email me. If you need anything from me, do not hesitate to reach out and email me. The way that I book my services is you can go online to pay through PayPal, and then just email me. There's a button on my website that you can click that'll take you to my email. You can email me to schedule the appointment. Don't forget to join me on my Facebook Lives every Monday at 5:30 Central. It's always a good time, and I do individual readings for people who show up for the live, so make sure that you check that out. I want to thank you so much for being with me. I hope you have a beautiful day. I am sending you massive love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.